Hi, this is Tom Callos, and this is Tomcast number 7. I think I've lost track. I'm the head coach for the Ultimate Black Belt Test, the designer for a new martial arts association, kind of the green party of the martial arts community, known as the 100. And I'm here to talk about martial arts ideas, both for training, for martial arts school management, for teaching. If you're a martial arts activist too, grab a pencil and paper. We're going to talk about a lot of subjects. And without further ado, let's get to work. Okay, first subject on the agenda is Thich Nhat. Here's how you spell his name. Thich Nhat was nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize by Martin Luther King in 1967. He's one of the preeminent peace activists in the world. He's 80 years old. He just had a movie made about a book he wrote about, I think it's called The Buddha. And anyway, he's giving a workshop August 21st to the 26th in Estes Park, Colorado. Most of the Ultimate Black Belt Test team, many of us will be traveling there to study a week with Thich Nhat. If you'd like some more information about this and like to join us, call or contact me at this email address or at this phone number. Now, the reason that Thich Nhat is an important person is, first of all, I made no bones about it. The people who are going to be the most influential to martial arts masters in the future are not martial arts people. They're not kickers and punchers. We're going to break out of those boundaries. The village of people that are going to shape the martial arts in the future, both the way we conduct our business and what we have for sale and how we practice and affecting the real integrity of the martial arts. These people will be artists and writers and thinkers and activists. And, we've tilled the soil in the martial arts community, and stars will rise, but we really have to break out of the box of the martial arts associations, political associations, style-based, country-based. There's more out there waiting for those of you who want an authentic pursuit of personal mastery and to bring it back to the martial arts. Thich Nhat and getting 100 martial artists there to train with Thich Nhat and to learn about peace from his perspective. This could be the most influential philosophical turning point of the martial arts in the last 100 years. So if you're interested in Thich Nhat, give me a call. All right, subject number next is the Ultimate Black Belt Test 5. Now, starting today, right now, the Ultimate Black Belt Test 5 has started. The official end of enrollments happens in September of 2007. The Ultimate Black Belt Test 5 is going to have a little bit different flavor. One of the things we're going to be tackling is, as a team, we're going to be implementing the first ever health-based curriculum component for a martial arts school. When we form a union with defeatdiabetes.com, we're going to have a 5 to 7 minute video presentation for classrooms so that we can educate our students about diabetes, especially children, because it's predicted that 1 in 3 children will be affected by diabetes in the next decade. And it's a preventable disease, and so we're going to take a stand in that, and if we're going to teach them 1,000 kicks and punches and all that, we can spend 5 minutes every couple weeks talking to them about diabetes and how to prevent it through diet and exercise and being conscientious about those things. The brilliant part of that campaign is we're also going to create a component that can be, that the student takes to his or her school, Cub Scouts, family, whatever, and the information is then distributed exponentially through the students, and they can use it to get better grades at school, to learn about public speaking, and to help save lives and help stop people from suffering from this disease, diabetes. One of the other things we'll be tackling in the UBBT5 is we're going to, as a group, be responsible for getting the first ever water-based self-defense program in the martial arts. This is self-defense from a water perspective. Healthy water for drinking, how we treat our aquifers, our creeks, our rivers, our oceans. How does this tie into self-defense? Well, your body's, 80-90% water. Water has a lot to do with self-defense, both what we do to it, how we consume it, and how, did you know that somewhere in the world, every 15 seconds, a child dies from diarrhea? And that's directly related to contaminated water. And these are issues that in small incremental pieces we can bring into our classroom and start looking at self-defense from a global perspective and getting people to feel responsible and to understand what self-defense is on a very large perspective and beyond kicking and punching. We're also going to train like animals. We're going to bond with hundreds of people. We're going to do 1,000,000 acts of kindness. We're going to have some real fun. We're going to be doing some outstanding adventures in the wilderness and doing all kinds of fun things. Another project in Alabama, the UBBT5, the Ultimate Black Belt Test. If you're interested in it, please give me a call, even if you just have some questions about it. There are also some other interesting components, and I'll try to make sure you stay filled in. Here's a website where I'll be kind of updating some of the information, a blog. Okay, now I'm going to take a minute to tell you about some internet-based stuff that I've come across that's directly related or relevant to teaching the martial arts, to teaching children, to dealing with self-defense from a global perspective. The first one is 30hourfamine.com. 30-hour famine, or is it .org? By the time I make this video, that address is the correct address. And what I love about the 30-hour famine is the idea of children being involved exponentially. No, did I say exponentially? I meant experientially, getting involved and learning through experience. So they actually go on a 30-hour famine where they don't eat for 30 hours out of empathy. And there's all sorts of other interesting team-building aspects to this campaign. And if you look at the website is like the perfect model for anything that you'd want to do in your community or as a project. It's the model site. It's colorful, it's beautiful, it's well-designed, it's well thought out. That's 30hourfamine.com. And then the next one is 6billionothers.org, or is that .com? I'm always confused. 6 billion others. You'll be hard pressed to ever find a more beautiful, more touching website about people, about humanizing people of all origins from every country, who all have these, things. We're all just big brothers and sisters all over the world, and this site so excellently communicates that. And again, if you're designing websites, if you're looking to make an impact, these are websites that have ideas that are worth borrowing from. You also want to go to invisiblechildren.com and see their new campaign, which is called Displace Me. These are, again, this is an experiential training program for young people where they actually experience something that causes them to learn, to understand, to be more aware of what's going on in the world, and that they can indeed make a difference in the world. And really that's what, in the end, if you could squeeze all the teaching and all the philosophy of the martial arts down, from my perspective anyway, the things that I would want to impart to both my students or my children is this belief that, yes, you have the power to make a difference. You can take action on the things you care about. Don't be discouraged. Don't think your efforts don't count. You can make a difference. And small things add up to be grand accomplishments. Just like 150 push-ups a day in a year's 52,000 push-ups, that's the concept that the Ultimate Black Belt Test is built upon. All right, so this Tomcast doesn't run on into infinity. I'm going to wrap it up. In the martial arts, in fact, I don't use the word martial arts anymore. I just use life. And I don't say martial artist, I say human being, because being a martial artist is an easy thing. Being a martial arts master is no big deal. Being an evolved, participative, compassionate human being, now that's tough work. It's easy to talk the talk, hard to walk the walk. And so, in our pursuit of martial arts mastery, in my educational campaign for martial arts teachers all over the world, I urge them to grow, to get in the best shape of your life. Have really good martial arts, but grow mentally. Be reading, absorbing. Make sure you hang out with the right people, because the people you hang out with can have such a huge impact on your thinking, on your goals, on your passion, on your intent. And so one of the aspects of the Ultimate Black Belt Test, which I find most intriguing, is the profiling of 10 living heroes. When you start profiling 10 living heroes, by the way, when they're living, it means you can call them on the phone. It means you can email them. It means you can write them. And so a lot of times, people in the Ultimate Black Belt Test are forming relationships with people who were formerly just heroes that they admired, and now they're having personal relationships with them where they're learning or studying from them, and I think that's a very powerful thing. I urge martial arts teachers to study business and understand how to make a buck in your school, but let's not make that the end of it. We all have to make money. We all have to brush our teeth, right? I've said it before. We don't live to brush our teeth. It's part of your maintenance. It's part of your world. But we work and live in a profession where it can feed your soul, where you're really an educator, where you're inspiring people, where you're teaching them not just about self-defense of the body, but self-defense of the mind and the spirit and the heart. And these things, as a teacher, you must explore as vigorously as possible. Just like in the Ultimate Fighting Championships, one of my students, BJ Penn, he's one of the best fighters in the world. He has explored that avenue of what it takes to be a champion to the nth degree. And I would challenge you to do that, and in exactly the opposite direction, pursue peace, education. Pursue self-defense from a global perspective. If you're going to take the martial arts from the physical end of the extreme, let's have a balance there, so that people who call themselves martial arts masters, who head schools, who run programs and teach children, when they teach from the heart. They teach wisdom and not just kicking and punching. All right, that's the wrap-up of Tomcast. You can always reach me at the following numbers. Thank you for watching, and until we next meet, stay healthy and train hard.